Hello everybody. I'm just going to comment down here so everyone knows what we're up to, and and then I'm gonna see if I can figure out how to pin it. Okay, cool. So today we are finally able to show you the first V Magazine Gigi Journal Part 2, and I'm so excited to I opened it today, and it's just so crazy to finally have it in my hands because I've been working on this with the V Magazine team over emails and Zoom meetings and conference calls and Dropboxes, and it's been on a computer the whole time because we can't be together. So I couldn't be in the V Magazine office to hold the pages and stuff like that. So to open it finally today was really exciting. And I'm outside because what's really cool is the cover is actually printed in a UV ink, which means that when it's inside your house, it's almost like, I'll show you. I just have it turned upside down because since I walked outside, it started its magic. But when it's in your house, it'll be almost like you can't see the cover. And then when you take it outside or in the sun, or if the sun comes through your window, the cover will appear. And then when you later, I can't do this outside obviously right now, but later I'll put on my stories, when you take it into the dark, it goes glow in the dark, which is really crazy. We didn't know if it would work, and I think Stephen Gann, who's my friend and the editor-in-chief of V Magazine, he probably thought I was crazy when he was like, okay, so we have this new technology where we could do UV ink or glow in the dark, and I was like, can we do both? So they did it. They got it done for me, and I'm so grateful. So I'm gonna show you really quick. I'm gonna see if it, okay, so my notebook was over it, so you can kind of see the difference. So this is where it kind of started to get darker, but here, the lightest part is where my notebook was on top, so where it has the least. But hold on, can I switch the camera? Okay, so this lightest part is what the journal will look like when it's just in your house. And then when you walk it into the sun, it will slowly start to get darker and appear, and it's magic. I'm it's just so cool to see. I don't understand how they print it like that, how it works, but it's so cool. And this is a painting that I did in quarantine while all the artists were obviously working on their contributions for the journal. I thought that obviously I should be doing work too besides the emails and everything. So I painted this originally acrylic on paper, and then they made it into the cover. And I asked you guys to ask questions earlier on my stories, and one of the questions was who did the journal art? So 'twas me, yours truly, with love. And other questions I got regarding the cover were, how did I get the concept for the cover? And it obviously started with the title. It said bad connection. Is it connected? Okay. It started with the title of the journal, which is Quarantine, is a take on quarantine with time in it. Celebrating visual artists, part 2, the Gigi Journal. And this is kind of this poster font. It keeps saying reconnecting. I don't know if it's, it keeps saying reconnecting, but hopefully it's good. That I've been doing since high school, and also this kind of like checker effect I've been doing since high school. I used to do it with like other things, like, I don't know, whatever I was drawing, cars, in my visual arts class, but I kind of combined them to make the journal. Oh, here you can see, look, like that part was in the shade. See how it kind of got lighter there, and then, oh, like where I put my hand. See? Oh my god, it's so fun. I'm like experimenting with it for the first time today. Let's see. Fun. And then, yeah, like I said, when you take it in the dark, it will be glow in the dark. Kind of glows, honestly, when it... Okay. So, I'm going to be going through the journal with you guys, taking you through it. I wrote down some of the questions. A lot of the questions were similar, so I kind of like tried to, like, obviously just list a few that I thought were kind of repetitive and I think really what you guys want to hear. But also besides that, I'm just going to take you through and kind of show you pretty much the whole journal and tell you about the artist and all that stuff. A lot of the questions were not regarding the journal, were regarding my pregnancy, which I am so grateful for the positive comments and the questions, and wanting just to know that we're all good and safe and everything's going great, and I love you guys, and I do appreciate those positive comments. Obviously, I think a lot of people are confused why I'm not sharing more, but like, I'm pregnant through a pandemic. Like, obviously my pregnancy is not the most important thing going on in the world. That's a reason that I've felt that it's not really something that I need to share apart from with my family and friends. Obviously, a lot of people have lost lives due to coronavirus. That was in the beginning of quarantine and still happening. And then we moved, obviously, into the reemergence of the BLM movement, and I thought that our presence on social media should be used for that. I have been taking a lot of pictures of my bump and sending it to friends and family, and it's been really cute and exciting, and I'm trying to document it well because I've heard a lot of people say, obviously, make sure you don't miss it, and I will be sharing stuff like that in the future. Like, I just am not rushed to do it, and I feel like right now I just want to experience it, and I write in my journal a lot, and I just don't want to like worry about waking up every day during my pregnancy and like worry about having to like look cute or post something, and like, you know, so a lot of your questions are about that, and I just wanted to do that. But this is what I was talking about last time I did a live. From the front, okay, so like pregnancy, all I want to wear is like loose stuff. This is not sponsored. The Holiday, the brand, sent me these, I don't even know what it's made of, like some linen kind of vibe, like a few sets, and it's all I want to wear. So Holiday, if you're watching, these sets have this is a pants one, but the shorts one, they come in like so many cute different patterns, and it's like all I wanted to wear because I can wear like the drawstring pants below my belly, and then like these are open, so they're not like so tight, and like it's so fucking hot and sweaty, especially when you're pregnant. It's just like really hot and sweaty. But anyways, everyone's like, oh, you didn't look pregnant in your jumpsuit on your last live. That's because this way, I'm gonna look normally how I look in this. The reason I said it's a different story is like, okay, there's my belly, y'all. Like, it's there. It's just that from the front, it's different, you know what I mean? Like, oh my god, there's so many bugs right now. Ew. Just don't want to get bit. But anyways, these are like so comfortable. So Holiday, if you're watching, I'm obsessed, and if you make these sets in like 100 other colors, I will take them, and I appreciate it. But yeah, they let my belly air out because it's like just so hot. So yeah, I love you all, and I really appreciate your positive messages. I'm just like taking my time with sharing my pregnancy, and you guys will see it when you see it. I'm getting cute. I'm getting cute stuff off. And my hair looks dark because I just showered, so it's always hot. But anyways, we're here for the V Magazine Gigi Journal Part 2. Another question I got is, where was Part 1? So Part 1 was in like 2017, I want to say. It was like a small, oh, this is another one I got. Hold on, let me just write it down so I don't forget. It was a, like, about 15 page, maybe less, maybe like 10 to 15 page insert in an actual V Magazine issue. So, like, you would get a normal V Magazine issue, then inside you pulled it out, and it was an assortment of Polaroids that I took over Fashion Month. It was like, that's why it was called Gigi Journal originally. It was like a journal of photos and notes and like things that I took during Fashion Month of like people that I work with and that inspire me and who I love, and my friends and coworkers and stuff like that. And that was Part 1. So Part 2 became really different because the concept originally, so this is how it looks when it's out of the sun. You guys saw it earlier when it was in the sun. I'm gonna put it in the sun for 1 second so then you can see it again with the orangeness. The concept came to be because Part 2, I really wanted Part 2 to be, to involve artists that I found on social media, and we started talking about it kind of like mid last year, and it kind of at first was like, oh, maybe we'll do like more of like a normal like editorial kind of like story as the Gigi Journal, where maybe we would do like accessories and send different artists accessories that I've followed online for a long time, and then they kind of take that accessory and make it into a piece like that has to do with like their way of working, and then obviously by the time that it came around to start doing Gigi Journal Part 2, we were in the middle of quarantine, and I was like, what is gonna like, one, make sense like for this time, be relevant, be something that people like actually can connect to. Like, it just didn't really feel right to do like something that had to do with me really, or that had to do with like fashion even. And I also like realized that I wanted it to be more something that wasn't just like artists that I already follow that might already have a following. And it didn't necessarily have to do with like, I don't know, I wanted it to feel more like the world coming together to make something. Like, so many people that like don't know each other, and you know, like, I've never met these artists. These are even the ones that I follow, like that I wanted to include in the first place. Like, I never have met most of them. There's one artist that I know personally, Austin, who's a really good friend of mine, one of my best friends, and she is in it. So like 10 of them are artists that I already followed that I was a huge fan of, that I felt like I wanted to be part of the journal. And then I think 27, I'll count at the end, but 27 of them are artists who hashtagged their art, their work on Instagram. It was 5 weeks that we did the artist search. So over that amount of time, people hashtagged their work. Then me and the V Magazine team went through them. I chose my favorite artists out of all of those, and then we contacted them, gave them the theme, started emailing back and forth. Some people kind of really like knew what they wanted to do with the concept, and like that was great. It was also amazing for the artists that like gave me ideas, and we can go back and forth, and like it was more of a conversation and like a creative direction experience for how they were going to take on the concept. So the concept was Quarantine, as it's titled, like myself and how like it usually makes me feel. And then some days I'm gonna have anxiety, and like that's okay, because this is like so telling of quarantine. It's like, okay, it goes week 1, week 2, week 3. It's split in 3. And week 1, so like from far away, this looks like a box, right? Adam wanted to do one of his pieces only using things you can find at home. So as I zoom in, you're gonna realize this is made of paper clips, Q-tips, and toothpick. Is my service going out? Can you guys tell me if my service is going out? I keep saying reconnecting. Okay. How cool is that? So like, look, if it's from back here, like that's wild. And then you zoom in,